What is up, my most amazing Media Man fans? This is the Media Man. It has been a while since I've had this game. I apologize to From Software. They did send this to me as a review copy quite a bit early. It's been kind of crazy. I'm not going to get into my life and what's been going on, but we'll just say a lot of stuff. We all go through stuff, tragedies, things like that, and I am back. But I wanted to get this out to let you guys know what I thought of this game. When I first saw this back in, I believe it was 2017 at E3, I wasn't sure what to think, honestly. I mean, I was excited about it because it looked like a cross between Dark Souls and Tenchu, one of my favorite PS1 games, probably one of my favorite games of all time. And I've been waiting for a really good Tenchu-style game. I thought Tenchu 1 was great, Tenchu 2 was cool. I didn't like Tenchu 3. I don't know why. I don't remember. It's been a while. And I remember any of the other follow-ups or Tenchu-style games just fell flat. And that pretty much broke my little gaming heart. So, really, really excited when I saw that this had some Tenchu elements. And honestly, stuff like this, like we just saw, you saw that red light show up, or whatever you want to call it. And I did a really quick stealth kill. There have been other companies that tried to do it, and it just didn't. It wasn't smooth. It didn't work out as well. It didn't feel as good. As you guys who have been gamers as long or almost as long as I have know that there's a certain feel to games, whether they're shooters or action games, and this just feels right. I love the stealth kills. I love zipping around the levels like this, and going from the ground to the top of a building. Now, Tenchu 1 did this really well, or the Tenchu series did it really well. But of course, this is, next-gen stuff here, running it on a pretty high-end PC. And it's just smooth as butter. I mean, it really is. This is on a 1060. I've got a nicer computer, but I'm running this on my laptop. And it runs incredibly well. And to me, that's huge, because sometimes when you get a game ported to PC, as many of you know, I'm looking at you, Arkham Knight. They just don't do a very good job. It doesn't matter how beefy your PC is, the game runs horribly. Not so much on this. From Software did an awesome, awesome job, and so I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for them taking their time and actually caring about the PC players. Because if you guys are playing Dark Souls on the PC as well, that's also a very, very good port. Anyway, back to the Tenchu stuff. This is there's a lot of really phenomenal Tenchu-like stuff here. Like, again, zipping around. But this actually is it's like Tenchu on fire, because you couldn't zip around the levels as fast. You can jump up on buildings in Tenchu and stuff like that. Now, again, this was a PS1 game, so it's not really a fair comparison as far as the quality, but honestly, this is what I wanted in a Tenchu game. And I know it's Sekiro, and I get that, and I hope I said that right. But I can't help but compare it, because you're a ninja and you're jumping across different buildings and things like that, and stealth killing people. So Tenchu. There you go. Fight me. It's Tenchu. But it is so much more. It really is. Now let's talk a little bit about the Dark Souls influence. First and foremost, I want to get this out of the way. It's not as difficult as Dark Souls. It's not. In fact, I remember one particular instance in Dark Souls, and I'm sure you guys have stories that rival this, or even better, or whatever. And I went into a cave thinking I was just this tough knight. I had a cool sword. I had I was all armored up and ready to go. And I saw this troll with a big club, and I thought I could take this guy. I'll just roll out of the way. Hits me, and instantly I die. And that, my friends, was my introduction to Dark Souls. So this is not as hard. You go one-on-one with these guys, but here's something to remember, and just a little pro tip. when you're one-on-one with these enemies, whether it's a boss or simple soldiers like these guys, they have friends. You want to pick them off one by one. Now, with this, I'm doing a live gameplay as I'm talking to you, so I apologize if I stink a little bit. But when you're fighting them, again, you'll see that red dot, and you can instant kill them. But their friends will sneak up on you. So, be awares. Don't get too cocky is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so as far as the Dark Souls stuff, the combat feels a lot like Dark Souls, especially when you're doing one-on-one with the simple enemies. It is its own game, and you didn't really have stealth, and you couldn't escape the same way. One of the big things that I think that differentiates this with Dark Souls is the fact that you have those Tenchu, what I call the Tenchu elements, where you can use a hook to zip out of danger. And I'm being attacked by a rooster. Oh, I got killed by a rooster. I did tell you this was live. So, I just wanted to show you guys what happens when you get cocky, okay? And no pun intended. This is revenge time, and we'll get them. I actually killed their friend earlier, so they're probably still mad at me. But anyway, so that's one of the biggest things that differentiates this with Dark Souls, is that you can actually zip away. Whereas Dark Souls, I mean, you can run away, but it's a little different when you can actually target a building and zip up to a building to escape danger. These roosters are going to get it. Oh, there we go. Rooster kill! But yeah, I definitely recommend this game. I'm just going to put it out there. The graphics, of course, as you can see, are absolutely gorgeous. I'm running this on a GTX 1060 on a Lenovo Y530 laptop, and which is a great gaming laptop. If you're ever wondering, I don't work for them. I don't, if you buy something else, I don't really care. But it's not a Alienware. I mean, it's not a powerhouse. It's not like my desktop that's got all this ridiculous hardware in it. So saying all that, this runs really well on a 1060, and it's just gorgeous. I don't know. I haven't played it on any other system, so I'm not sure. But you can also get this on PS4, on Xbox One, if you're not sure if your system can handle it, or if you're just not a PC guy. But just a beautiful, beautiful game. I mean, you can see all the details with the snow falling and the snow on the ground, and and there's a lot of, as you progress, there's a lot of different things in the scenery, different areas. I honestly don't want to spoil anything for you, because one of the cool things about games like this is just exploring and learning things and all that kind of stuff. But the graphics are absolutely gorgeous. I give them a 10 out of 10 for sure. Especially, and this is huge for me, that it can run on a decent system. That From Software does such a good job with making games that run well on PC. And for those who think, well, all games run good on PC, I give you Dark Knight. I give you Arkham Knight. Sorry, not Dark Knight, Arkham Knight, which was an absolute disaster. And there's a lot of other games that should run on PC, but they don't, because they're just not well optimized. There's no reason for a game not to be able to run on PC. And From Software gets this, and they do a really phenomenal job of making sure their games run well. So graphics, definitely a 10, and what helps that score again is the fact that it runs on a lot of systems. I do believe I had a friend that ran this on a 970, and it ran pretty well. So very well done, very well optimized, and that's a huge thing for me as a PC gamer. But again, if you're not sure, the Xbox One is great. I played, my brother had a copy, I played that one, and it was cool. But Definitely highly recommend it. The audio, if you have, especially if you have a good pair of headphones or a surround sound, you're in a place where you can just listen to surround sound, it's great. You can hear the enemies coming, the explosions, as you can see they're shooting stuff at me, and a lot of fireworks happening right now. It sounds great. I love the music. Just really, really like this game. Audio, I give a 9 out of 10. Absolutely phenomenal. The only downside is sometimes it can get really quiet, but you know that's, I think, is more personal preference. So I don't really want to you know, lower the score too much for that. Story is great. I'm not going to dive into it. I want that to be more of a surprise, but we'll just say he lost his arm. He's out for revenge. And you get all kinds of upgrades for your arm, which is really, really cool. Again, this isn't a full walkthrough, so I just kind of want to hit on it a little bit. And they give you different abilities and things, and that's a really cool aspect of it that, you know, Tenchu or really Dark Souls didn't have. So really, really well done. Really rooting for the, you know, for the character. So great story, great visuals, great audio. This is just a really good, great game. The playability on this, I mean, I'm playing it for the second time, going back, playing it differently, trying to be more stealthy. Again, you can play this just straight up taking people out. I don't recommend it because chances are, unless you're really good at dodging, you will die. But I'm trying to go mostly stealth. But just a really cool, really fun game. A lot of different secrets you can unlock. Really, really highly recommend this. I'm giving the game itself a 10 out of 10. One of my favorite games this year that and I really just got into it this year, so I know it's a little bit older, but just absolutely phenomenal. And again, I'm super grateful for From Software for sending this. Pick this game up. I have absolutely no problems recommending it, especially if you're a Tenchu fan or even a Dark Souls fan. It's just really, really fluid and beautiful and phenomenal. So anyway, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I love you guys to death, and I do apologize for the deaths. It is live.